Navigating queer life in Poland as part of the millennial generation, particularly those born in the 1990s, presents a complex and evolving narrative. This generation grew up during a period of significant political and social transformation in Poland, experiencing the transition from a communist state to a democratic society. Despite these changes, the journey toward acceptance and equality for the LGBTQ+ community has been fraught with challenges. In the 1990s, the Polish society was still heavily influenced by conservative and traditional values, largely shaped by the Catholic Church, which holds a significant sway in the country's cultural and moral framework. Queer individuals often faced discrimination, both overt and covert, and the fear of social ostracism led many to keep their sexual orientation or gender identity hidden. The lack of visible LGBTQ+ representation in media and public life further exacerbated the isolation felt by many young queer people during this time. However, as the millennial generation matured, so too did the visibility and activism within the LGBTQ+ community. The early 2000s saw the emergence of more organized and vocal advocacy groups, which began to challenge the status quo and push for greater rights and recognition. Despite facing resistance from conservative factions, these efforts have gradually led to increased awareness and some legal advancements, such as the decriminalization of homosexuality and the recognition of anti-discrimination protections in employment. Nevertheless, the struggle for full equality continues, with many millennials playing a crucial role in advocating for a more inclusive and accepting Poland. In essence, the experience of queer life in Poland for millennials born in the 90s is one of resilience and gradual progress. While significant hurdles remain, the determination and courage of this generation have laid the groundwork for a more hopeful and inclusive future for the LGBTQ+ community in Poland. Growing up queer in Poland during the 1990s presented a unique set of challenges deeply rooted in the country's socio-political climate. The fall of communism in 1989 marked a significant turning point, leading to a wave of democratization and social transformation. However, this transition also resulted in a resurgence of conservative values, heavily influenced by the Catholic Church, which holds considerable sway in Polish society. For many LGBTQ+ individuals, this meant navigating a landscape where non-heteronormative identities were often met with suspicion, prejudice, and outright hostility. The legal and social environment of the 90s was not conducive to queer acceptance. Homosexuality had been decriminalized in Poland since 1932, but the lack of legal recognition or protection for LGBTQ+ individuals persisted well into the late 20th century. There were no anti-discrimination laws in place to protect against bias based on sexual orientation or gender identity. This legal vacuum left many queer individuals vulnerable to discrimination in various aspects of life, including employment, education, and housing. Additionally, the absence of positive representation in media and public discourse contributed to widespread ignorance and perpetuated harmful stereotypes. Despite these adversities, the seeds of LGBTQ+ activism began to take root during this period. Organizations such as Lambda Warsaw, founded in 1997, played a crucial role in advocating for the rights and visibility of the queer community. These efforts, while often met with resistance, laid the groundwork for future progress. The courage and resilience of those who came out and fought for acceptance in the 90s have gradually helped shift public perception and contributed to the incremental advancements in queer rights in Poland today. However, the struggle for full equality and acceptance continues, as the legacy of societal and institutional barriers from past decades still lingers. In Poland, the acceptance of queer individuals by their families often presents significant challenges, rooted in cultural, societal, and religious influences. Poland is a predominantly Catholic country, where traditional values and conservative social norms are deeply ingrained. The Catholic Church holds substantial sway over public opinion and policy, often promoting heteronormative ideals and opposing LGBTQ+ rights. This pervasive religious influence can create an environment where families feel pressured to adhere to conventional beliefs, making it difficult for them to accept and support their queer relatives. Despite these obstacles, there are emerging signs of change and hope. Activist groups and organizations dedicated to LGBTQ+ rights are working tirelessly to promote acceptance and understanding. Educational campaigns, support groups, and visibility efforts are gradually shifting public perception and encouraging more open-minded attitudes. Younger generations, in particular, tend to be more accepting of diversity, including LGBTQ+ identities. While the journey towards widespread acceptance in Poland remains fraught with challenges, ongoing efforts and generational shifts suggest a slowly evolving landscape where queer individuals can find greater acceptance and support within their families. However, this is certainly difficult to overcome in many homes. Many people are not able to share everyday life with their loved ones, which often causes them to withdraw from family life. Unfortunately, contrary to appearances, for many people it is an emotional burden that affects their entire adult life and its success or failure. Hiding the most important part of yourself is so destructive that it often prevents you from functioning,